Hi, and I'm Chris from 328development.co.uk. And this tutorial, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to do an image swap using CSS and HTML. There are other ways of doing image swaps, such as JavaScript, but in JavaScript you've got to have JavaScript enabled in the browser, then you've got to preload images. This way the images are already loaded, you're just moving them from right to left and vice versa, depending whether or not you hover over the image. Okay, so this way is purely using CSS, and it's only one image we're actually using, and you can use the one image to create numerous buttons, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. Okay, so first of all we need to create a button. So I'm just going to make quite a large image. I'm just going to note the dimensions down of this as well, because this is going to be quite important. So the image itself is 134 pixels wide by 67 high. So that was 134 by 67. Okay, that's quite important. Right. I'm going to give this a texture of turn that up a little bit so you can see the texture a little bit. Not that much. I'm going to give it a bevel, turn it to smooth, a little bit more. Got there. This is not a tutorial on how to use fireworks. I'm just putting a little bit of style to it. Brilliant. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy the image and I'm going to paste it. So we have an exact image. I'm going to move it side by side so they're actually touching, and then I'm just going to change this one into what I want it to swap to. So I'm just going to change it to red so we can clearly see the difference when we do swap the images itself. Now I'm just going to highlight both of them, copy and paste. Now in Fireworks, when you copy some images and you go to new, the dimensions that are put in here are the actual dimensions of the image itself. So if I go to paste, that fits perfect. I'm just going to change the background to transparent, so that when I do put it on my web page, there's no white bits at these little corner bits and things like that. Brilliant. So I just need to now export the actual image itself. So we'll export the image and we'll go to Dreamweaver to start coding. So first part is to create a link. Then I'm going to give the link a reference, and it's just going to be linked to index.html. Then I'm going to give it a class so I can actually target it in CSS. That class is going to be image swap. You can call it whatever you want, you don't have to call it that. Then I'm going to close that off, and then I'm going to make a span, give that an ID of text, and then close that, and then I'm going to make the text strong as well, and then I'm going to close the strong tag, close the span tag, and close the link tag. Now in between the strong tags I'm just going to write home. Brilliant. And that's basically what we've got. I've already got my web page set up to display in the center and two distinct colors so you can tell the difference between the center bit and the edges, and we've got home there. Brilliant. So that's how I've got it set up at the moment, and that's the HTML code that we need to do. The rest of it is all done in CSS. Now how I do my CSS is, what I will do is I will create a link sheet every time. I do not put my CSS in my HTML document. I always put it in a linked sheet. Okay, and that includes the body, things like that. So how you do that is you would create a file called stylesheet.css or main CSS or whatever it is and save it in a specific place. Then you put link. Then the relation is a style sheet. This is the reference to the style sheet. So the style sheet is in a folder called CSS/stylesheet.css, and its type is text/CSS. So if I just go to my file structure, here's our index file. This is what we're working from. So you go into a file called CSS, and there's our style sheet. That's what we're working from now. So First of all, in our style sheet, we're going to target the link and image swap. Okay. Now, we're going to give this a few different commands. First of all, we're going to give it a display of block. Then we're going to give it a width. Now, the width's going to be the width of our pixel, our image. Well, one of our single images in a way. I know it's a double image, but we only target one specific part of it. Then we give it the height, and the height is 67, and that was the same for the single image and the double image that we've created. Now, time to put in the background image for the CSS, and it's going to be the actual image that we created. And that goes URL upper level into an images folder, and then target the actual image itself. So, like I said, it goes upper level into the images folder and target the image itself. Brilliant. So that's that actually selected now. So what we do from there is then we go to the actual position of this. Now we put this position to relative so we can actually target the text that I put in a bit. And I will go to top, and we'll just set that at 0, help set a standard, and I'll set the next bit at 0 as well. So they're both at 0 pixels. It just helps create a standard. Now I'm just going to add a few things here. You don't have to, but I like to just to make it look a little bit better. I'm just going to make the actual text in there, the text link black, and I'm also going to take away the text decoration. As you know, links have like an underline on there. I'm just going to take that away because I don't want the underline to be on there. Brilliant. Now, what we're going to do now is going to target the link and the image swap hover. Sorry, my phone just went off there. And what we're going to do there is we're just going to change the background position to minus 134 pixels, and that's just going to shift it when we come to hover over it, and then we're going to have the last one as 0 because we don't want to adjust the height. So if I go on to live view, that's exactly what happens. As we hover over it, it changes. Now the next bit is to actually sort out the text. So if I go into text, test, not text, right? So going to text, what I've done, I put the hash symbol for this is because I've actually given it an ID, and IDs always start with the hash symbol. Classes start with the full stop. Right, now I'm just going to give this a few attributes. So first of all, I'm going to give it a position of absolute. Now this means I can position it from the relative dimensions. So the relative one, where we've made it 134 pixels by 67, I'm going to be able to position the text inside of that using pixels. Okay, right, so give it a position absolute. So we're going to, in fact, I'll tell you what, we're going to change the font size first. Font size, and I'll give it about 24. That should do. Top probably is about 8 pixels maybe. Left, we're going to give it about 20 pixels. Right, okay, let's have a look at that. Right. It hasn't moved that far, so let's change this one to maybe 15. Have a look at it now. This one to maybe about 30. Have a look at it now. There you go. Now if we view this in Internet Explorer, that's exactly how it looks, and that's how you can change it. Now this is just a simple tutorial. It's a simple tutorial teaching you how to use CSS and how to manipulate images. there are a lot more advanced things you can actually do with this, and it's up to you to go out there, experiment, find out what you can do, and make your website personal to you and develop it the way you can. Now, all the coding that I've been through is on my website. There is a link to that below the video where you can go on there, you can copy the code and put it straight in. You may have to change a few things depending on your height, your weight, things like that. But you'll be able to just copy that and do it as you wish. Okay, right, I believe that's everything. Do go have a look at my website at www.328development.co.uk. Thank you very much.